Hi everyone, it's Jeanette, Crafty Dork. Welcome to my messy desk. I'm doing a swap and it's an Australiana Signature. I did pop a little bit of video on bits that I had that I would put into this. Now I'm going to put it together, so I thought I'd just bring you along for the ride. First thing I've done is I actually stamped on here. It's a sun. Where is it? It's a sun stamp. I'm not sure if it's still Kazaz. I wasn't happy with it, and it did go through to the other side. You can see the rays, and so I probably like it better on that side, but I am going to pop a fabric flip on that one. So what I did, I've got, went to the op shop a couple of days ago, and this little packet was there, and it looks like it's just all, this is all threads. I don't know if it's wool or it feels cottony, and then there was these little bits that have just been, you know, just popped in there, and this one was actually hard, so they'd obviously perhaps glued it together, or I'm not sure. So I've stuck that down on there, and I've actually started to make another one in the with all the little bits that come off the side of these. So I'm going to make some of these. I really love the so it's just basically, I guess, what I'm going to do is like that, and then I'm just going to probably use my Mod Podge and just glue it, or even perhaps I've got half and half, so PVA, well, half and half, yeah, PVA and water. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to just pop that one into this. Okay, so the first thing I did, that I actually stuck that one down, and then I thought I should turn the camera on and bring you guys along. So I did that, and then I had a little piece out of the kit, which was it was this one. Here we go. Here it is. Inkyfingers.com on Etsy. So that's where a lot of the bits and pieces have come from, and this is one of the tickets, and I thought that was just nice to pop on there. So I've inked the edges, and I'm just using my fabric glue just because I'm putting it onto the threads. So I thought I'll just pop that across there. Now, I don't know if you can see, I've stamped a couple of sheep, and then this is a tree with gum leaves. And like I said in the video, this background paper just reminded me of the outback when you looked at the desert, and so that's why I've used that. Got a weird imagination, haven't I? And that stamp was, it's well used, this one. It was a Kazaz again. Okay, so then I'm probably going to pop a tag on there, but I'm also thinking of running some material down there. So I haven't made that part, I'm not sure of. So we'll just leave that there at the moment. I've got 4 of these to pop on. If that's, once I finish, that's what's going to happen. Okay, then on this side I've got a piece that you know, it comes for the patchwork, and you've got all sorts of I think there was cows and where is it? Yeah, there was cows, a couple of horses and sheep, and I thought, well, I've got the sheep on the front, I've got the cows on this side, so I'll pop the sunflowers on this one. So that I'm just going to tuck, pop down, and it's just going to be a pocket. So just a little bit of glue along the sides. Like that. So I hope everyone's fighting fit. I'm so much better than what I was, I tell you. Ooh, I'm a bit excited, although I better not get too excited. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that there like that. And what I've got to put in there, in my garden and also in my a few friends' gardens, we've got little native plants and things, and so I'm going to pop a couple of, oh there, here they are. I think that one will stick in there too, just for something a little bit different. So those I dried, and yeah. I was thinking of popping one of these behind it. And I might do that. I might back that and pop on there. I'll see what it looks like once I do the fabric flip. So the flip, oh God, I had it. There it is, it turned over. So I'm just going to ink along the top of that. So all I did was I had some materials that I joined, layered together. I think most of us know how to do the fabric flips. I've left these long, the little threads. If whoever gets this doesn't like them, well then they can chop them off. So it's just a little piece of lace, a little piece of yellow that reminded me of the sun. There's some wattle, and this looks like, I don't know if it's Aboriginal paintings, or I think it sort of depicts the outback pretty well. So they've been popped on there. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'll pop it there and we'll see if it grows on me. Might be too much. Okay, this one I've got a little gum nut. That's also a Kazaz stamp. And what I did, just to give the little jagged around the edge, I've got my postcard scissors, and I've just, instead of cutting out, I usually go in and out and really cut around them. This time I thought, well, I'll use the postage stamp because it's sort of that jaggedy, and I think that looks really nice. So that's what I'm going to pop there. This is a pocket. Okay, so I've got everything ready to go. Let me just clear a little bit of junk. I hate being a messy crafter, but I am today. Okay, so there's the these are the cards that I'm going to pop in, and then these are the bits that I'm going to pop onto the pockets. So the idea for my head was that here's the paddock, then we've got the fence to block it all off, then we've got the what do they call it? Oh, I had it yesterday. And the gum nuts on the trees. It's like my friends have got one. It's all fenced off, and it's got all the natives and all native birds, and come there, and it'll come to me. But it's just where they try to preserve all the native bits and pieces. So native flowers, they get some beautiful birds that come in there, and what do they say? Go over and have a look at the something or other in the, yeah. Oh well, you're probably all there saying, this is what it is. Okay, so all this is 2 pieces of book page, and I've just folded one up a little bit at the bottom there. This one I've folded up a bit further, and basically I did it so that I've got fairly even all the way along. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'll ink all these little bits up. I'm still trying to think what they call that paddock. Okay. So I'm just using glitter glue, art glitter glue on this. That was the top one. You shouldn't be doing that on the page. So then the next one. Scrub. That's what it is. They call it the scrub. Over in the scrub, that's where they have all the bits and pieces. I knew it'd come to me eventually. And these papers are Kaisercraft from way back. I've had them for a long, long time. Waiting, I suppose, for the right moment. So there we go, there's that pocket. Yeah. Now we've got this one. Sitting here last night, and it took me ages to work out what I was going to do. I just had all the bits and pieces, but you know, just how to put them all together was just not coming to me last night. So that's all right, it came eventually. And just let me double check that is all, whoops, that is all okay. Yep. I suppose I could fold that up. Yeah, let's do that. So just neaten off the bottom there. Now, so that's done there. I won't go through and do, I suppose I should, shouldn't I? should. So this might be a bit boring, but this is the idea, and until I learn how to edit, it's a case of watching warts and all. And this little piece is the strip off the bottom. You know, sometimes they have paper, that little strip on the bottom that you need to cut off. Or sometimes Kaisercraft have it so that it's decorative, and I keep all those and use them up. I've got them all here, use them all up for different things. Edging like this works perfectly. I've just used vanilla cardstock from Stamping Up. I was a Stamping Up and Kazaz dealer at one stage, so all this stuff I'm going to use up this year. I'm going to hopefully, my husband said last night, I thought you were having a no shop this year, and when I bought something, I said, well, I am. It's going to start. Don't know when, but it is going to start. But I've got so much here that I need to work with and use up, and I'm sending some happy mail out this year. I'm determined it's going to all be shared. So that's what I'm doing with those, and that's all I'm going to do. They can be, I'll just ink perhaps down the side, very basic little journaling cards. I've got that one to do too. That one's going at the back. So I've got a few other projects. I had a phone call this morning. I put some of my bits and pieces in the craft shop, the local craft shop, and one of the girls said this morning, I've been thinking about you. How about making some bookmarks and little notepads? So I thought, well, perhaps I could incorporate some of those flowers that I've got that I pressed into the bookmarks, and I'll perhaps bring you guys along for the ride. They might be okay to use in journals as well as, you know, just little something to sell in the shop. You know, some people just want fillers for when they, you know, they buy a birthday present and they just want something to put in it, or they buy a card and they just want something to stick in the card. So there's the journaling cards. Now I'm going to take 2 seconds and sew around that. It's going to be a bit longer. There we go. Let's go. Okay, so I just sewed around the edge there. And that is going to go, I'll just move this one up, just in case I do decide to use it. Oh, dry this morning, just a minute. better. So I'm going to put that towards the centre, and I'm just going to, because it's a bit heavier, I'll use the stronger glue and just pop that down the side, across the bottom. Okay. Just that's better. I did measure them. Perhaps by stitching down here, down across the bottom, it's made them that just that little bit. That's better. Now, I might have to... Oh, it should fit. No, let's make it a little bit narrower. Just a fraction. Yep. There we go. So that's a bit Australian outbacky farmy thing. Just around the edge here. This stamp is probably one of my favourites. I just really love it. I've done it with like the red nuts, gum nuts and orange, and I've watercoloured it, and oh, it's very versatile. It's beautiful. So this one I'm just going to stick like a little bit of a header at the top of the page. And I might, let me do it on another one and see what it looks like first. That's just dabbing my brush onto the vintage photo. Just make it a little bit darker on the sides there. A little bit across there. Now that I've done that, oh dear Jeanette, you're always, is that the one I want? Nope. That one. Yep. I may as well do it, hey? Just a faint And this is just popping the colour down on, I just squiggle it and then just pick it up with my paintbrush. My water brush, I suppose it is, isn't it? It's water pen. Just adds a little bit extra, doesn't it? Once this girl gets started, let's do a little bit of the yellow. If anyone's got these distress markers, this is Mustard Seed. Like I said, it was Vintage Photo, and what was the green? Shabby Shutters. Yep, that blends in better, doesn't it? Doesn't look as stark. Okay, so that's that. Now the outside page, I'm not going to do a lot on this, but what I have got, and I just love it, is the windmill and the old tank. So I'm going to pop that on. And I can't remember where I got these dies. I've got, wasn't Kazaz or Stamping Up, I can't remember. It was, might have been Crafts Online. Okay, you do get a bit of stuff from them, but it's quite a long time ago. Looks like it's on the ground here. And this just reminds me of an outback paddock. I'm sorry if I'm not talking as much, I'm concentrating a little bit. That's the beauty of these little fine tips on the art glitter. You can just pop the tiniest little piece bit on there. He looks nice, doesn't he? Old red. We'll make him old red. Yeah. And this is a Kazaz. They I don't know if they've got a, I haven't really looked through the catalogue again to see if these are still in there. I should do that for you, but I've got some gorgeous stamps in there, not very dear, which is what I like. There we go. I've got some other Aussie animals that came with the koala, cockatoo, a emu, gecko, that I'm going to pop into one of my coffee dyed envelopes for my swap partner to play with. So those are going in there. Okay, now up the top here, I was thinking I've got John Deere, just as a little, make it into a little farmers market, eggs, cheeses, pies, jelly, jams, farmers fresh milk. I might do that one. And I was going to pop just use a small clip Very, very basic, and join them together. Can't get much more basic than that, can you? Okay, so I was just going to pop that one. Now, where have I got? That's fine, that'll be okay. So there we have the front, very basic. Inside's a bit flasher, more flasherer. And then we've got the pocket with all the bits and pieces there as well, and the back. So then we've got the page that will go there, and I'm keeping that fairly neutral because this is so bright. Okay, and let's put those other little bits in there, and I'm going to put those bits in there as well. Okay, so this one is a pocket like that, and I've got a little card that I've stamped, and I think you saw me playing around with these. I actually stamped the plain one first, and then I stamped using the pens on the stamp. So that's going to go on there, and I will have to cut some of this off, but that's fine. I just want to use it. It just looks so nice together, and I thought, no, I want to use it. So I'm going to, no, I'll stick it on first. Yes, Jeanette, make up your mind. Pop that on there. Fingers don't want to work. And that looks nice. Very happy with that. That's just the back part. Another day to myself. My hubby's down at the sailing. They've got the championships down there for the, I don't know, can't remember, their little boats. They sail on their own. Tazars could be. And he's driving the start. He's up on the start line, making sure they start in the right spot. Now, do you know what? I'm going to do this. I've not done this before. We'll see if it works, hey? But I just like the idea of that on there. Just to give it a pop from the back. bit of green that's there. Whoops. And just like the fluff on the edge too. I might just leave some of that. There you go. Where's my other scissors? It's supposed to be my fabric scissors, but I used them on paper the other day. Okay. And this one I will turn over because it's going to have bits going down into that pocket. That looks nice, doesn't it? Bit of fluffing out to the side. Okay, so that, I'm going to have to take that pin off. I've got pins everywhere. Is going to be, might leave that open. So I'll just go down here and across the bottom. Now you could go up the side there, and I'm going to put this so that that little bit of fluff hangs out the side there. Let's get that out of there. That's what I'm doing next on the other page. Now this part down here. Okay, now this one, it's just where I've stamped odd stamps on there, and I'm just going to leave it like that. I just like the effect of it. It's very basic, and I'm just going to round the corners on that one. Oops. And then line it up properly. Got my cup of tea here. Oh, we're over 30 minutes, so I might just leave it at that. That is going to go back in there. I will stop it because if I go longer than half an hour, too much longer, it takes forever. Our internet is so slow that it takes nearly all overnight to download. So I'll leave it there, and I will come back and do another video. It might be part 2, I think. So thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time, and until we meet again, happy crafting.